Hey Canucks fans, are you worried because of last night's result? And a quick word on Travis Green. I'm Clay Emo, I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter, I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Friday, February the 28th. Recording this, and then in a couple hours we're on the road, on the way to Kelowna. Both Jacob and Kayla are bowling in a provincial bowling championship tournament this weekend, so wish us luck. Thank you very much. And as you know, last night I got to see most of the game before I had to leave for Dear Evan Hansen. An amazing musical. If you're into those kind of things, I was really moved. I thought it was a great performance and great show. Not so much of a great performance, a great show was the Vancouver Canucks, losing 5-2 in Ottawa. So my question to you, Canucks fans, are you worried because of last night's result? Because I think you can go one of two ways. On one side, you can be kind of optimistic and positive and say, hey, you're not going to win every single game. Yes, you want the Canucks to win every single game, but in reality, that's not. And maybe Ottawa was really bolstered by the return, the first home game of Bobby Ryan. You know, after 3 months away in the NHL substance abuse recovery program. It's a really good story actually for him to get a hat trick, although it happened against the Canucks. And he looked really happy to be playing. He looked relieved. He looked excited. The crowd chanting his name, Bobby, Bobby. It was quite moving. And we know this from this season that anytime the home team has a spark like that, it gives them extra energy. It makes them tough to beat. And we've seen that in this Canucks 50th season, whether it's the home opener when Bo Horvat was named captain and all the festivities around that, the fanfare, whether it's the Alex Burrows Ring of Honor night, or of course, the Sedin's nights, especially the night the actual jerseys got retired. So anytime that there seems to be a big thing that boosts the team off the ice, or on the ice in this case, it seems to give the home team a lot of energy and make them tough to beat. And we saw that yesterday. Ottawa was the better team, I think. Although, admittedly, I didn't really think the Canucks were really out of it. Sure, they went down 2-0 early like they did against Montreal, but they fought back. It was 2-1 going into the third. I felt really good about the Canucks. And then, of course, Ottawa gets that goal 14 seconds into the third. I'll talk about that in a sec. So on one hand, you can be positive, you can be optimistic and say, hey, Canucks aren't going to win every game. Ottawa was certainly riled up to play in a good way, and they're ready to have a good performance, welcoming back Bobby Ryan for his first home game. So it's I don't know if excusable is the right word, but it's understandable why the Canucks may have lost last night. Or you can be on the other side and say, hey, if this Canucks team is supposed to be a playoff contender, there's no business to them losing to a team like that, so to speak. A team like Ottawa, who's near the bottom of the standings, don't have really thin roster. They've traded away a lot of their good players, including Pajot last week. So you think that the Vancouver should have been able to handle a team like the Ottawa Senators, and especially as the Canucks fight for first place overall in the division. And then you can worry about, you know, the performance of Fantenberg and Myers. They're on the ice for a lot of the Ottawa goals. You can worry about secondary scoring. There's a lot of things that you could fret about. Maybe even Thatcher Demko's performance. And I guess that, actually I'll get to that in a second. So that could be the other side. You could say, hey, Vancouver's supposed to be a better team and they have to pick up those types of points, especially at this point in the season. So the Vancouver Canucks are still 4 points back of Vegas with 2 games in hand. So mathematically, if they win both those games in hand, they're equal, tied with the Vegas Golden Knights. So all is not lost. And you could probably guess the side I'm going to come out on is I'm still positive, I'm still optimistic. And the Canucks, the good thing is they have a chance to get right back at it with big games against Toronto tomorrow and Columbus on Sunday as they go back-to-back to wrap up their road trip. 2 other things I want to talk about. Thatcher Demko, after a great 37-save performance against Montreal on Tuesday night, he wasn't as strong yesterday. Yes, his defense and his forwards, they didn't help him out a lot of times. And that third goal was a fluky goal, but that was really a backbreaker, 14 seconds in the third. Demko needs to come up with one of those saves, and he owned up to it, to his credit, after the game. So, Canucks fans, do you have complete confidence in Demko? Do you think it was just a rough outing for him like it was for the rest of the team? Or do you have concerns, the longer that Markstrom's out, that Demko may not be able to shoulder the load? So I ask you that right now. I'm still confident in him, but last night wasn't the best showing. And last thing, I want to end off on a positive. Travis Green, NHL.com has been doing these 3/4 of the season polls of their NHL.com writers. They did this at the start of the season, they did at the quarter mark, they did at halfway point, and now they're doing it at the 3/4 mark. And you've seen that Quinn Hughes is neck and neck with Cale Makar for the Calder Trophy, and then they've done Vezina, they've done Norris. I'm sure they'll do all of them. But today, a couple days ago, they just released the Jack Adams one for Coach of the Year. And Travis Green's in 3rd place right now. That's pretty good, right? He's only behind Mike Sullivan of the Pittsburgh Penguins and John Tortorella of the Columbus Blue Jackets. And coincidentally, or maybe not so much, Sullivan and Tortorella were coaching together here in Vancouver. That was the year that Tortorella coached 2013, 2014. And of course, Sullivan had to take over the team when Tortorella was suspended in January 2014. And not because of that, not because of Sullivan, but that's when the team started their tailspin after a decent start to that season. So again, it's Sullivan, it's Tortorella, and it's Travis Green in third. So if the Canucks continue to keep up their strong pace, especially if they win the Pacific Division, you could see that he might even get more votes. But if he's in the top 3 of all coaches, that would make him, if voting was today, that would make him a Jack Adams finalist. He wouldn't win it, but he'd be one of the 3 finalists, which is pretty cool. So it's really nice to see that Travis Green getting that recognition throughout the league and throughout the NHL, not just players and fans, but other teams, management from other teams, and according to this poll, writers as well, who are supposed to know about the entire league and supposed to be unbiased and cover the entire NHL. So again, kudos to Travis Green, and I've vlogged about this before. I love it when Canucks and Canucks players and Canucks fans and Canucks coaches, when they get recognized throughout the league, because I think people are recognizing that the Canucks are accelerating through the rebuild and that they are being noticed throughout the entire NHL. The Ottawa coach had nice things to say about the Vancouver Canucks before Ottawa pummeled Vancouver last night, and in this poll, among others, is another nice indication. So that's another thing we can talk about, Canucks fans, is what do you think of Travis Green's job so far this season? Do you like what he's done with what he has, or do you think he could actually be even better? But I know we argue a lot in this market about, the line deployment and this guy and that guy. Why isn't McEwen in for Eriksson? And how come this guy's ice time's down? Or what about this pairing? Or whatever it may be. But you can't argue with the results. The Canucks battling for first place in the Pacific, and now NHL.com in their 3-quarter poll, their writers have recognized Travis Green's job as well. So there we go. We can talk about last night. We can talk about your confidence in the team. Has it wavered because of last night? Talk about Thatcher Demko. Talk about Travis Green. Whatever you want to talk about, write it down, and I'll be able to respond to some comments tonight when I arrive in Kelowna, probably 10 or 11 tonight, as we get turn in for a good night's rest before the kids' bowl tomorrow. So leave a comment. I'd love to read, react, and reply. Subscribe if you like to. Like this video if you like to. Enjoy the day. I'll check in with you tomorrow from Kelowna. God bless. Go Canucks, go.